People who are not working by economic necessity should not address the working class. In this small commodity city, industrialization passed. The first satellite station Yugoslavia, built by Japanese companies in the 70s and bombed by NATO in the 90s. Widespread depiction in dominant art practice of social realism, submissive to the governing agenda. The monument to the revolution in the city's center, a huge mosaic showing 8 partisans and 1 female fighter. Overshadowed with the figure of Sycorax seen as a plot hole for emancipatory narratives of xenopoetics, politics, discursive alloys with ultra-partisan potentiality. Some people know how to run the time, others are doing time. Imagination and responsibility goes hand in hand. First one predominantly falls through the set of biases that are corrupting the invisible responsibility. Those who clean the oddments of others are intelligible, but by forceful necessities they are charging the enslavement chain that may result. Confrontation with the problem is a priority. The evil is being succumbed by the difference as monetization of evil via context, place. A cohesive factor is masked as decohesive, and by this paradoxicality it produces intentions. Notion of the outside: there is no patriarchy. Orgies of swarms without strategies and orientation. Centralization is the Xenocene. This is barely a swing into necropolitical maze with no precognition of the navigating thread. The reservists have no formal affiliation. Ideally, they are members of the regime. There is a cannibal in Belgrade, a leftover from the trends in the 90s. An incongruous and viral metastasis of language based on tautology vampirism. Neo-China arrived from the past present and imposed a technology of social discipline, where actions are hinged by imperatives. Additive mechanisms that contaminate beliefs in capital-induced ceremonies of extinction cancellation. Staging the protests rather than political organization. That will not change the current, and if it is abolished, it will inevitably produce another enemy. The most hideous picture of mastering multitasking in the midst of the class struggle, on the neoliberal periphery, is to wipe your ass while scrolling your feed. Working through repetitive constatives and performatives hindrances. A tireless worker in a blockchain totality where resistance is inevitably impossible but still necessary as attitude. We withstand one new pastiche world, and if necromanagement takes over our landscape completely, we can consider ourselves absolutely fucked. The very emergency is our site of emergency, where capitalist spirituality makes class unintelligible.